boys. We're out here hunting water buffalo and all kinds of other critters. But let's lock in and get right into it. Ooh, baby. On now. Oh, boys. You know. We had to be the invisible leopard today. It just had to be done. Very loud. Okay, sorry. There it is. I'll show you what it looks like without the filter. Tell why I was invisible. What's happening, fellas? Audio's good? Is the Sahara Desert too loud? What are you copping? Oh, we'll get into it, Charlie Robinson. You can look in the description. There's usually some spoilers in there. But we'll get into that later. How's everyone doing today? Yeah, there's a couple poachers in the back. Whoops. That's what I heard. We're keeping it pretty low key with the Good Enough collaboration. This is just too funny of a filter to not use occasionally. Hell yeah, D Green, welcome. Yeah, we got a whole hour to discuss Supreme clothing. You would think that's too much time, but sometimes I fear it's not enough time. But boys, this is what we're gonna do here. I'm gonna invite everybody to please like the video, subscribe. On our way to 5K, big giveaway planned. I even have some people reaching out to me about sending in their brands to be featured in the giveaway. So there's going to be multiple ways to win, and members are going to be getting majorly hooked up. So Ernest Khan in the chat, and some of you guys that are here a lot, you know, more chances to win. We'll see. I still haven't planned really anything, but what I do know is today we are going for the leopard sneakers, because why the hell not? That is what we're going for. And yeah, it's gonna be pretty sick, man. I am really happy about this drop. There's not a lot of misses, but let's get into well, first let me just change the damn music, because I don't want this African Sahara stuff happening right now. So what do we got? We got make 10K a month selling Pokemon cards. That's not music. How to manual build confidence. I was actually practicing manuals last time I was skating, which was pretty cool. I want to play lo-fi hip-hop, but I know that will be will copyright me. So maybe Oblivion lo-fi beats. Hopefully this isn't too bad. Love the sweater. Almost go time. Dude, we have another hour. Did you nail the ollie while rolling? No. I wouldn't even try to. Dude, I can barely ollie moving at all. So I don't know why you think I could do that. That's crazy. And I am going to take off this leopard hoodie, because it was mostly for the intro. It's probably distracting to look at someone in a transparent garment. We're rocking Monaco Grand Prix here, boys. Still a little transparent there. But yeah, this summer, I know a lot of people don't like wearing summer clothes. Like, it's kind of a fashion meme that, like, oh man, another 3 months where I have to be wearing you know, shorts and a t-shirt. I like wearing summer clothes. It's not as fun as winter, obviously, but like, there's cool stuff to wear. There's cool tank tops. Been a few days since the last skate stream. Thought you got to it. Yeah, I mean, I was at the track all weekend, so I really haven't skated since last week. I did skate once this week, but we're getting better. What's gonna happen is I need to comb through my footage for episode 2 and delete a lot of shit because I now have a GoPro that I can use. Okay, this is up close with the sneaker, courtesy of Florian Peter. This is what we're rocking with. It looks pretty good. It is pretty fuzzy. Man. Anybody with manufacturing knowledge, do you guys think... Because it's a different... Okay, it's a different color. If this was red, I would have said there's potential that they could have used the already created Supreme Air Force Ones as like the base. But it's clearly a different color. I don't think the material is any different, man. Is it? Does it look more tumbled than usual? It's been so long since I've had a pair of Supreme Air Force Ones in hand. But to be honest, Air Force Ones generally are pretty bad quality. Like, I'm just gonna be honest. They're nothing special, certainly. I think bad quality is probably being too rushed. Or being too harsh. Perforated leather toe panel. Duraplush lining. Debossed printed logos. Pony hair swoosh and printed logos. I don't know. What y'all think? It's likely the same manufacturer made these ones. I'm sure, dude. Like, that's what makes the most sense. That's what makes the most sense. The thermal mad tempting? The fuck thermal? Okay. That leather looks okay. Ooh, nice red Supreme logo on the inside. Not that anyone cares about that. What are we thinking about these? What's your guys' overall thoughts? I think they're pretty good. I wonder how this shoe's gonna age. That'll be the interesting idea. Because when you compare it to previous Supreme Air Force Ones, it's a lot different. And I almost want to not even include the recent, since 2020, like these little guys. I don't even really consider these, I mean, they are shoes. And they are made by Supreme, but like, come on. It barely feels like a collab. Like the old school, I'm talking Comme des Garçons. Like, man. Back when you could just release a dope shoe, it like, oh, this shoe has a split swoosh. It's Supreme and Comme des Garçons. Like, we don't need to have a story about it. I've been seeing so much conversation on sneaker Twitter about like, why the fuck does every sneaker have to have a fucking story? It's like, what are we, 5 years old? Sitting around the campfire, like, second grade? Is it share time? Like, what are we doing here? And while I do enjoy some shoes having a story to tell, not every fucking sneaker needs to be, like, inspired by, something. Like, both. Just make it fire, yeah. I'm not saying you can't do storytelling. You can. And especially with smaller brands, like niche drops. But I think people are just distracted, and there's been this false conclusion that's been drawn that like, dude, every sneaker needs to be a book. You need to read your shoe. It's like, I don't know, man. Like, reading is cool and all, but I just like wearing cool shoes. I think these red ones would be my favorite. No, it's the camo ones. It's the camo Air Force One Supreme. Yeah, there it is. Supreme Camouflage. These are the best Supreme Air Force Ones of all time. I think they were 2012. Yes, fall winter 2012. I was even gonna guess fall winter, but you like that we had to gather the chi We had to like little piccolo. Anyone knows if screwdrivers are ratchet? Are you literally asking if they are a ratchet, or are you asking if it's like hood ratchet? Like, that's a ratchet. Trainers. Yes, dude. The red tab at the back is beautiful. On the, yeah, on these. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, dude, back, I mean, like a little contrast Supreme logo is sick. Guys, we have a good stream planned for today. So after the drop, we got some other drops to talk about. I didn't do Sleeper Streetwear of the Week, and I'll give you guys a small teaser. So technical. Yeah, I don't think they have a ratchet on them, Peter. It wouldn't make sense to really have the ratchet on them either, because they are they're for screws, not for nuts, right? I think this right here is just a magnetic holder for all the different screws. If they had a ratchet, it would include that. It's just flat Torx, unless Torx is a ratchet. I could be talking out of my ass. Nope. Torx is like the as the star screws, like the bullshit ones that, why was that even invented? I still don't know why Torx were invented. I guess to make it so people couldn't remove your shit unless they had a special tool. It's kind of lame. They're ratcheting screwdrivers. Yeah, I mean, okay, sure. I've never had a ratchet screwdriver, but I'll give you guys a quick little teaser of what you can expect, because I put some time into this one, and I hope people like it. I hope people watch it. There's a disappointing part about sometimes making content that's not what I usually do, and this includes like most of my vlogs and stuff, is that like I put all this effort into editing and like tons of shit, and then people don't end up watching it. So if you want to watch me drive around in a car and be a crazy person, then you know, stay tuned. We'll say that much. We're flying here. I mean, come on. Passing some motherfuckers. It's probably really loud. It was a good time. Obviously need to edit it together and all that shit, but stay tuned for that. SupThomas track vlog coming to a store near you. All right, we can get into the full stream setup. You look so fierce. Yeah, I'm very focused. There was a couple times where I missed a shift and I became a sailor in an instant. Barely ever touched 100 once. That's fine, man. How fast can you go on the track? Well, you're limited to the length of the straight. So the longest I've ever been on track, the fastest I've ever been on track, is at Road America. And I'm not going to turn this into a track day thing, guys. We're gonna go into the drop right now. But to show Nolan what my top speed is, because I don't personally look at my speedometer when I'm driving. It's just not super relevant. I'm more so looking at my gears and looking at, you know, how fast, like when I need to shift, that kind of thing. This is my dad's old Corvette. So coming into this corner at 131, slamming on the brakes till I'm going like 60. And then here we have the back straight of Road America, which is, I'm pretty sure, a mile long. So this will be the answer to how fast we go, how fast I've ever been on a track. I don't really need the music here. And yeah, the stability is not great. 80 miles an hour, 90. This is a C7 Grand Sport. So just an LS engine. It's kind of uphill too. Do we hit a 150? 141, 142. I think in my dad's Porsche, I've probably been faster. Voice crack. But if you do a lot of track day stuff, no one really talks about top speed. It's more about like lap time kind of thing. All right. Let's do our normal thing. Crushed rayon shirts. While I don't love these items, I could understand why people would want them. But sleeper item of the week poll. That's a good idea. What do you guys want to nominate for sleeper item of the week? Typically, I do them as they can't be on the second half of the drop list. So if you want to cut it off at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's basically 5 rows. I would say the sleeper item of the week can't be in these first 2 rows. So the last 2 items are your first. Okay, Pride. I'll just do the crushed rayon items. How about that? We'll group them all together. Minus the camp cap, because apparently people really want that. Patch bucket hat. That's a great one. I think you guys know what I would pick. Black Sup GE hooded sweatshirt. Okay. Yeah. The good enough hoodie. We need one more item for sleeper item of the week poll. I would say, dude, the patchwork track zip pants. I wouldn't say the 6 panel is a sleeper item of the week, and we already have a hat on there. How is this voted down so low? Patchwork track pants, dude. I mean, I almost feel like an idiot saying that. Well, yeah, I think the patchwork jacket is too good. And here's the problem with it being sleeper item of the week. It's too expensive, but I do think people that know already know. Like, that's going to sell out. This jacket's going to sell out very quickly. In my opinion, I think it will. Okay, there is the sleeper item of the week poll, folks. You can go into the chat, click into it, and vote on what you think the sleeper item of the week is. And what is the sleeper item of the week? It's up for interpretation. In my opinion, it's an item that can fly by somewhat unnoticed. It can still sell out for sure, but it's kind of like a hidden treasure when everyone's focused on other things. Something that mayhaps down the line is worth some money, or that something you just think is cool and maybe community isn't appreciating it for whatever that's worth. Crushed rayon shorts. You just got to be a certain type of person to be rocking this stuff, and I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I'm just not that type of person, I guess. I don't know. Shit. Realize my stream has been totally differently oriented on my screen. But yeah, they're fine. Fuck enough thermal. I mean, that's not even what it's called, but sure. Again, it's like, this is perfect if you're 17. You like just started smoking cigs, you know, skating, drinking 40s. Like, secretly you're upper middle class. You don't want any of your friends to know. Right? And, This is a great t-shirt for that. Or long sleeve. I do think they should have done some more stuff. I agree. Like 1995 or Fuck Enough or like Fuck Supreme. Fuck Supreme would be funny. I'm too poor to afford the water shorts Skywalker. I mean, I'm already begging for change on the goal so I could buy the bucket hat. I don't have $100 to spend on shorts, man. I really only go swimming like, dude, even in the summer, I go swimming like more in the fall, I think. Cause out here in Arizona, like when it's so hot that being in the water is gonna cool you off, I'm gonna keep it a buck, guys. I'd rather be outside or I'd rather be inside. When it's 110 degrees out and the water's 90, it's not that relaxing. You know what I mean? And like, I have swim trunks from Walmart that are great, you know? So I would like those Supreme water shorts. I fuck with them heavy. I think you can probably get away with wearing them as like hybrids. Like these are nice. You could probably wear these around, but I just don't value water shorts, swim trunks, AKA really at all. Like I would wear these for free, but would I spend $40 on these? Maybe 60. I can see myself passing at 60. So the fact that these are 110, it's just kind of not something that I'm willing to like pay the Supreme toll on. And that's where I'm at with that. Supreme is Dead would be an awesome shirt. They should drop it. These military corduroys. What are we thinking about these? These could be kind of sleeper. I don't hate them, but a little forgettable. Maybe too basic. They do have the G on the back pocket. I don't know. Yeah, not for 268. That's kind of where I'm at too. Those would be sweet at like 220. Not sure. Patchwork zip track pants. I love these things, man. I think these are also a great summer item, or more of a spring item, I suppose, given that they can full zip from ankle to hip. It's kind of nice. Is the music too sleepy? Putting you to sleep? Oh, you're talking about the sleeper item of the week? Yeah, if the music's too sleepy, we can obviously change it. I need the bucket. Dude, I need the bucket. I really want to buy the bucket hat, but I really can't be affording to drop on anything other than the shoes today. But yeah, these are sweet, man. I just love the fit with these and the Air Force Ones. I think they go great together. I think they go awesome together, even though it is two patterns, and typically, I would say, in traditional fashion choices, you don't typically mix patterns. I don't know. I think it kind of works. It's pretty cool. And ever since I saw this picture with the full fit, I've been like, man, that's just awesome. And with all the previous Supreme patchwork stuff, like the patchwork anorak, maybe it's not here. There's been some dope Supreme patchwork items in the past. People typically gravitate towards it. I think it's the 2016 one. This is the one they did kind of recently. This is 2019. Damn. I just think they look good and they age kind of well. So the fact that we have it on a track jacket is pretty cool. And I just like it. But it is very expensive. 268's rough. It's going to be rough. Even the black patchwork, nice, just way overshadowed. Yeah, it's cool, but you can barely tell. So I don't know why anyone would pay $268. Like, why you would pay that much tax for a super, in my opinion, generic Supreme. Like, look at the difference in that. The fact is, you don't even have to know this is Supreme, and other people don't have to know it's Supreme to think it's cool. Like, these could be any brand, and they're cool. The fact is that they're Supreme and Good Enough collaboration. That's just a little icing on the top of the cake. At least that's how I look at it. All right, we got 30 more minutes. We're chilling. Bucket hat. Hey. It is winning the poll. It's tied a little bit right now with track pants. So if you guys are just joining us, we do have a sleeper item of the week poll going on. I'm getting a spam call from Linville, Indiana. Perfect. Love that. Beautiful. But you know my opinion on this. I love the hat. I think the hat looks great. I love a bucket hat. They're shockingly useful to sit by the pool, even though I said I don't go to the pool very much. I like having them. It's good to have some sun protection if you're in a place with high temperature, high UV. And like, not a lot of people wear bucket hats anymore, and I kind of like that. I kind of like that they're not trendy as like Real Tree is and trucker hats and all that stuff. Because I've liked bucket hats since I've lifeguarded back in high school. I used to rock the bucket hat. And I told the story before. The summer I started rocking bucket hats. Schoolboy Q kind of exploded in popularity around 2013-ish. And then, you know, it was trendy to wear a bucket hat. And I was like, man, I was here in the trenches. I was here at the pool telling kids not to run while you were following trends. I'll look at that later, Skywalker, if you want to remind me. GDE High School. Again, I think they could have done something with this underline. And I don't mind that they released an expensive t-shirt using that heavier weight jersey cotton. So this is going to be like the Supreme short sleeve tops, because it's called a short sleeve top, not a t-shirt. That is the big differentiator. If you guys are newer to the brand or just haven't paid attention, a tee is a lighter cotton, and these short sleeve tops, they're still a t-shirt, yes, but they're more expensive because they're a heavier material, and Supreme charges you for that. But it's okay. I would say the black is the best one. I don't know. End racism. Got a comment on my video that I wasn't vocal enough about the end racism shirt. Well, here's my opinion. Wear this tee and racism will end if enough people spend $48 on it. You have to wear it for an entire year, and you can't wash it either. So that's the tough part. That's the part that most people fall short of. But there you go. I've said my piece on the Supreme end racism tee. I do like the front. No memes. I think the front looks great. The back, hey, that's on you. Whatever you think of it is how I also think of it. There it is. Short sleeve shirt. I think we could put this thing in sleeper item of the week territory as well. You guys are voting pretty heavily for the track pants. Even though we have 74 people, only 34% of you have voted, which is interesting. I find that very curious. I actually don't. Some of you might be watching on a TV or can't even vote, so that's fine. But short sleeve shirt, it's a button up, $188. It's like, this thing has like a $20 too expensive type of problem here. I do think people are going to go after the patchwork. I think these are going to sit for sure. Very much a personal item. it's going to be tough to resell even the patchwork unless you're double XL. So I wouldn't go for that to flip. You asked me about a Henley that's releasing. I already talked about the thermal, so if you want to rewind, you can go to that, but we're going from bottom up. So we're just going to stick to the what's on screen. If you're asking me about something prior to what I'm talking about now, just go to the little taskbar, rewind me, and I'll have my comment. Here's the 6-panel. They're releasing 2 black hats. Oh, this one's navy. Okay, that makes way more sense. I actually had to look at my different monitor to see the color difference. It's all right. It's a G. Good enough. My thing is like, I think about 10% of us or less actually knew about Good Enough. I mean, did you guys know about this brand before this week? Be honest with me. I know like Garbage Day probably did and some old Supreme heads, but I wasn't super familiar on Good Enough. It is a funny phrase, like good enough. It's a common phrase. And I think it's a good logo too. This collab isn't good enough. Yeah, I never heard of them. Right. So like how many people are going to want a G hat for a brand that they've never really heard of? I don't know. Not sure. Yeah, obviously we've heard of Hiroshi Fujiwara, Fragment. That's where I was too. And I think we can all be excused for that. It is a brand that he's had on hiatus for a while. The Supreme Enough hoodie, it's cool. It's a vintage logo from the original t-shirt that has this exact same print. It's on the back. The front, it's one of those things, man, where I personally would never buy a Supreme hoodie with nothing on the front. You can call me as hypebeast as you want, but like it needs at least a mini box logo. It needs at least a G right here. It needs something, because as much as I love Supreme, or even if this is a Good Enough blank, I'm not buying something for a back exclusive hit. It's just not 178 for me at all. Like, that's not why I wear the brand. I love expressing myself. How are you expressing yourself with this, dude? I mean, if you just like a plain t-shirt or a hoodie, then I guess so. You can express yourself with Supreme Enough on the back, kind of. I kind of hate saying express yourself. Feels like a Disney Channel advertisement or something. Good question, Mello. We'll have to look at the tags. We can scroll Twitter here in a second. Let's kind of speed through this. You guys basically know my opinions on it if you watch my video. Patchwork, this is my favorite item of the week. I would be going after this if I had $368 to spend on a track jacket in June. But fact is, it's just too expensive for me. And there's more items this season that I want to get. So I'm going to pass on it unless someone wants to donate me like $100. Streamlabs, link in description. Then maybe. Other than that, I don't think so. Supreme Device Tee. I actually love the colorways in the front. I think the best colorways are off rip, black and white. I don't know. I like the contrast, the just flipped inverted colors. I like this green especially too. I could see maybe these other ones being appealing, but in terms of resale, I think this t-shirt will do okay. I think it's going to have some. Supreme Device, like what does it mean? I don't know, but I like it. Swiss Tools, is that really next? No, we skipped ahead. Oh man, we haven't talked about the speaker yet. Zip up hoodie. Zip up sweater. It's a cool cable knit. And I saw someone mention like it's rare to get a zip up cable knit, but like so much better as a fall winter item, right? I get it. They're going to release all kinds of clothing for all random times of the year. I could see that, Jose Cooks. The pink shirt might go up when the Awake 5s come out. Maybe. Those Awake 5s are fucking ugly to me. I don't like those at all. Personal opinion. But I love this back design. This is probably one of the top 2 or 3 coolest parts of this collaboration is this design choice with the Supreme Enough from sleeve to shoulder to sleeve. It's just a cool concept. Colorway wise, I think you're best off with this cream by far. With the red, it's Supreme colors. It looks the most normal. Like you could wear that to a nice event. Nice-ish. I mean, it's a hoodie. Personally, I don't know how I feel about the hood now that I'm looking at it, but it's cool. People love their sweaters. What I've learned from my tenure as a Supreme YouTuber, don't be hating on sweaters. The guy who owns Awake used to work for Supreme. I have no idea. I don't know anything about Awake. I just saw those shoes and I'm like, those aren't that great. To me. If you love them, then that's great. Bomber jacket. MA1 reversible. This thing is shockingly cheap. How expensive was the first bomber we had, or the first reversible leopard we had earlier in the season? Look how I just immediately found it. Week 8. I just guessed. So this is our first one that we had earlier this season. Much heavier of a faux fur. I don't think this new one is even listed as faux fur. This is also a more winter jacket. $368 versus $398. But dude, I think the new one looks a lot better. Especially from the leopard side. The problem with this one, and I don't think it's the bad thing at all. It just, I think for me, it's the fact that it's so fuzzy. I would rather rock this because it looks a little bit more slightly restrained, and the leopard peeking through looks dope. Like I could imagine this being unzipped and looking super sick. You can't wear a backpack with these on. Okay. With the bomber jacket, I mean, just get a bigger backpack, bro. You'll be alright. But this thing is dope as hell. I love the Letterman S. You get some pins as well. Yup. I think it's your best bang for your buck. And if you're going to spend money on this drop, I think we could see this probably in the 600s pretty soon. I don't know. It's tough to say what stuff will resell for, what the price will be. I can only judge based on like kind of my best guess. And let's see, as of right now, do we have anything for these MA1? $1,350. Yeah. So maybe it will be $1,000. I don't think so. I think that's just the classic. Right before the drop, people are putting retarded prices just for no reason. Crusher's not that expensive if you think about it. It's only $10 more expensive than usual. Okay, Crusher and Camp Cap. If you like fuzzy hats, it's a good choice. I don't like fuzzy hats. It's just a little bit too gimmicky. I think it'd be weird if it got wet. Yeah, but some people like it. And if you like it, I love that for you. Seriously. Cargo water shorts, talked about it earlier. I love the water ocean ones. Some of you guys said you're buying these. If you hit the beach a lot, you want to have a nice pair of swim trunks, go for it. I heard these do have netting in them, but it's not like the traditional, like the old Hawaiian swim trunks you had when you were 8 years old, and the elastic band around your legs for the net was like super uncomfortable. I don't know. I always got itchy fucking balls from those, but apparently these are better. We are going kind of fast. We have 5 more items to look at. I mean, do the O Jazz. Hey, bro. Luke Darnall, what's up, baby? He's here filming alive, folks. Check the boy out. What are you going for, Luke? You going for the shoes? I didn't even really talk to chat about what I'm going for. Ugh. Not much, man. We're getting freaking fired up to buy these speakers. We just got a $5,000 donation from a rich Saudi Arabian prince. And he's like, buy the speakers. Buy the speakers. I'm like, you know what? Okay. Nice, man. That's a very restrained drop. We're going for the, spoiler alert, I'm going for the shelf speakers. You know, it just seems like a good deal. There's a lot of Supreme branding on them. You can stack things on them, which is really the best part. You can stack things on them. And look at that, like the Supreme branding is just awesome. Oh, Jesus. No, in all honesty, this thing is way too expensive. And like, if you buy it, cool, but you gotta be like an OJAS head. And I didn't even hear anybody in the comments or see anybody in the comments talk about OJAS, so I have no idea what it's about. Yeah, your JBL part box was, I have a JBL too, man, and the Fetty Wap sounds fine on it. Here's a cool piece, the S logo baseball Henley. And we'll end the poll for sleeper item of the week, and we're gonna go switch it over to what will sell out first. Do you guys think this will sell out? We losing music here? Or just a quiet part? I think it's a quiet part. Where was I? S logo baseball. What are we thinking? Obviously the shoes. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I like that, D Green. It's one of those highly liked items, like people vote for it, but not a lot of people buy it. I don't think there's much resale potential either. One up, like maybe a little bit. Like I went for that basketball jersey, the size large fucking Supreme All-Star Weekend one that came out at the beginning of the season. And that thing's just ass. Yeah, bro, I'm super surprised at the bandana jersey. I need to get mine sold. I bought 2 of those fuckers. Right? And I mean, they're a decent hold for football jerseys, in my opinion. But yeah, jersey market's not going great right now. So there it is. I don't think these are going to really be a sought after item. But I still think they can sell out. Best colorway. I'm going to go with red. Followed by pink. No. Followed by black, pink, camo. There it is. Green. Green's okay too. More of a personal. 118 is a good price. There it is. Screwdriver. It's a classic Supreme accessory. Anybody that collects Supreme accessories, which is kind of a whole different subgenre of Supreme fan, I think these will do great. In terms of selling out, like I don't think they're going to be a lot of resale on these for a while. 58. You know, it's a useful, this is a personal, like useful item, or if you just are a hoarder and you physically cannot help yourself whipping out your credit card every time you see a Supreme drop. In that case, you might need some help with that, but that's okay. We'll talk about that later. I mean, here we go. What else is there to say? This is what we're going for. This is what I'm going for. Size 10.5. Sneaker. I'm just gonna go for the solo cart. Nothing crazy. The 11 on the back is confirmed. What does that even mean? I think these are awesome, man. Yeah, I'll tell Supreme to get right on that. Yes, I will do that. I have so many connects to Supreme. You guys, you wouldn't even believe me if I told you how many people I know at Supreme. It's literally so many. I have no idea, man. For the Henley, no clue. Let's see. We got in-store pictures. Here's the baseball jersey. It's a video with no movement. That's cool. There's the Letterman, so it comes with pins separately, perhaps. Rayon. Dude, the patchwork looks great. I don't know if there's an 11 on the back of the thermal. I think you'll have enough time to look at the picture of the thermal and it's not going to sell out. So I wouldn't worry about that. I think you'll have time to look at the thermal and then look at the size chart. Maybe not super quick, but like maybe not all day, but the shoes obviously are the best item releasing this week. Like it's the #1 upvoted item. They're cool. I want to do a review of them for sure. So I'm going for these in a size 10.5. If I cop them, great. If they sell out, hey, it's on Drop's story. Okay. There's the Bravest with their... this has to be a sponsored ad, the way he shows that. I need to get on those ads. I need Bravest to hit me up. Wait, if you were asking if it was true, you were asking if it was... It's not in his story, so I don't know what you're talking about. Whatever. There we go, boys. 9 minutes. Hit like if you haven't already, guys. Subscribe to the channel. On our way to 5K. Big Supreme giveaway planned at 5,000. You know, we're gonna do a little card trick here. Not really a trick, but I'm just gonna pick a random card after shuffling it. Sure. All right, guys, if you can guess the card number in the chat right now, you will have extra good luck. This is a true thing. So guess the suit and then guess the number or whatever, the card name. You got to say like 5 of what? 5 of diamonds. 4 hearts. There you go, Thrifted. 4 of hearts. Jack of spades. 3 of hearts. Okay. Good guesses. Jack of clubs. 9 of hearts. 6 of spades. All right. Jack diamonds. That's not how it works. Oh, no, that is how it works. I'm sorry. I'm stupid. All right. Get your last minute guesses in. Get your last minute guesses in. And if you are right, we're just going to take it off the top. 7 diamonds. Please only chat at one time. All right. Drawing a card in 3, 2, 1. All right. Trust me. I haven't looked at it. Two of hearts. Who guessed 2 of hearts? Garbage Day Production. Hey. There you go. Garbage Day Production is the winner of the channel. I don't know what he wins. Maybe I can gift you a membership or something. I don't know how to do that though. Ernest, how did you gift people members last time you were watching my stream? I really don't know how to do that. Yes, you win bragging rights. I mean, I'll buy a membership for you if I can figure out how to do it. I just physically don't know how to do it for like a singular person. Right. I know you paid. I know it's a paid thing. But I just don't know how. I'm not streaming savvy enough for that. Let's see. Oh, I need to be a member of myself. What? I don't understand. I was gonna gift you a membership, Garbage Day, but I don't know how to do it. So there you go. The AF ones are not worth going for at all. In my opinion, it's one of the worst items to go for, Monty. I wouldn't even think about it. Oh, only on Twitch? That sucks. Well, if someone wants to gift 1UP membership, or not 1UP, you're already a member, on, you know, Garbage Day, that'd be cool. But maybe it's random. The speakers aren't expensive enough. That's a great point, and not enough people are talking about that. CH and 1. In my opinion, in the words of Pokimane, these speakers are broke boy shit. Like, let's be real. If you don't have at least 10K to spend on a speaker, I really don't even want you in my chat, to be honest. You're kind of bringing down the housing market, kind of ruining the property values around here with your poor ass, right? So yeah, we need speakers to be at least 10K minimum. And what do you guys think the inspiration? This is kind of a totally off topic. The inspiration for all the leopard stuff this season. Like we had the pool table. Was that this season or last? No, it was this season. I mean, we had these. It's been a leopard heavy season, man. Supreme been prowling. Dude, doesn't week 1 feel so long ago, guys? It was 14 weeks ago. That's like that's like close to a fifth of a year, I think. 52 divided by 14. Yeah, 3. And 37% of the year, maybe? I don't know. We got 4 minutes. Yeah, I have my Supreme. I still have my Leopard Supreme boxers. They're kind of my like lucky pair of boxers. I don't know if you guys do that, or if that's like an Irish people thing. But like Irish people definitely have a lot of. We like to have a lot of totems. A lot of. I'm like Leonardo DiCaprio. My newest totem has been this D&D dice that I'll roll every day and kind of just get a number of the day. I shit you not. I rolled a nat 20 earlier today, and I just rolled it again. I got another 20. Which that is a 1 in 400 odds of occurring to roll the same number twice on a D20. So I think we're going to easily cop the shoes. We've rolled 2 critical successes. I mean, it's really going up. And boys, we have some amazing drops to look at after this one too. How old do you think I am, Nathan? Why don't you guess? You guys can all guess, but if you know my age because you've been here, you are not allowed to guess. $16. Come on, bro. 19. Yeah, 12. All right, Diffu2. Yeah, 16 is close. I mean, technically right. Technically every number is close. No, you're good. You guys think I'm 25? I appreciate that. 24, damn. I am 29, so Steamed Curry got it right. 1995. Yes, sir. September 21st, which, if you guys know, do you remember the 21st night of September? They're talking about your boy. I'm telling you, Earth, Wind, and Fire, they knew we were coming. They knew. And they said, hey, we got to drop a wedding anthem for your boy. I was like, fair enough. Yeah, Unk status very soon, dude. This is Unkier. I'll shave my beard. Dude, I cannot wait to be Unk. I think 29 in terms of like Gen Z TikTok and like that kind of shit. All right, 1 minute, guys. Let's lock in. Lock the fuck in. I don't want to get distracted. We'll talk about Unks later. We're doing a cell phone cop. I don't really care what anyone thinks about it because it just is what it is. Yep. And we're locking it the fuck in. All right. All right, boys, good luck. Have fun. What I'm going to do is, here's what you do, guys. Deep breaths. Okay? You gotta believe. And then, what I've learned, you can't get mad at the captchas. That was my biggest hiccup. I used to get mad at the captchas. The captchas fought back, essentially. It's 8 o'clock. Shoes. 10.5, add to cart. Check out. All right, slow and steady. Wins the race. Sandwiches. I have 3 captchas. I gotta fail. So I'm doing dogs now. I'm on 6 captchas. 7. Please try again. This might be cooked. Verify. Please try again. That is crazy. I'm doing all these correctly, I swear. It's just, yeah, we didn't get these. We're getting stuck in a death captcha loop. Maybe I should try my computer right now. Just failing every time. I don't know what to do. I'm trying my computer. This is a chalk drop. This is really bad. Maybe it's just there's so many people on it. I mean, this is what I'm getting on my phone too. Yeah. Maybe it's just like people are trying to bot it. With animal species. I mean, these are all dogs. Like, don't click the cat, I guess. No way. All right, we're in the queue on my computer. Obviously hiding the screen. Because it's not worth it keeping the queue open. Alright, we've got through on both devices. That was a fucking nightmare. Holy fuck. We're in 2 queues though. Shoes are gone. Nice. Sold out. Perfect. Well, we're gonna wait for transparency's sake. That was pretty fucked. Sold out. All right, well, I'm going to keep Font's Discord open in the Supreme monitor just to make sure. You never know. You never know, kid. You never know, kid. You hit an 11? Nice one up. We got DDoSed. It's been a while since I've been DDoS attacked. That's not actually true. I'm joking. Sold out. There we go. Sold out on the 10.5s. So, rip. We can go back to the store and just look at the drop. Well, sweet. I saved money this week. Awesome. I'm actually not upset at all, guys. I'm gonna keep it real. Some personal, extremely unrelated shit happened, and you know. Let's just say I'm not too mad about not spending $100+ this week on some sneakers. Even though these would have resold instantly, and you know, we'll probably do well. 160. I wonder how these are gonna do. Let's see. Obviously, we'll end the poll here. And, oh, I never did the poll. I got distracted. Well, everybody would have voted for the shoes anyway. So there it is. Yeah, it would have been like 190 on the shoes. They're not doing well in the market. Well, good. Then it's a 500 IQ move by me. Let's look at the prices and everything. Here's the jacket that I love. 368. You guys can't see the sizes, can you? Because of the, I guess it's been like that for a bit. Let's move to the web store link. Oh man, that was fucking nuts. What did you guys think of that queue? Did anyone else get fucked like me with the captchas? This is why I do not like drinking out of mugs. I love this mug. My coffee's already cold. It's been like less than an hour. Hey, 480, only 150 more subscribers, guys, and we'll be doing this. Holy shit, small and medium are left. Oh my god, the bomber is selling out crazy. Yeah, the items I didn't think were good enough. That's true, but they were though. They made you captcha 3 times, bro? Consider yourself lucky. I had to do 12. Yeah, bomber is the best item after the shoes, in my opinion. I know I've been gassing up the jacket, but I have to keep it real. Like, in terms of a resell-y item, an item that I think people would like, more people would gravitate towards, it's the bomber jacket. Supreme S, 25. The G looks sick. Which one's gonna sell out first? It's a race. It's small versus small. Place your bets now. All right, we'll do this one. Which bomber sell out first? We got olive and we got black. Get your votes in, boys. I didn't do it for the rest of the items, I'm sorry. So we're gonna have a little competition between these two. It's a battle for the smalls. Nice, you got the on one captcha. Gotta do the captcha slow, they think you're a bot. I don't think that's true, Peter. Bomber is 430 euros in the EU. What is that to USD? That seems comparable, right? Yeah, the pins absolutely make the jacket. All right, we got like 3 more refreshes and then we're gonna move on to something else. Someone else in the comments, maybe someone else in the chat, you guys can maintain watch over this thing and give us updates on which one will sell out. Maybe I should have gone slower, I don't know. Leopard camp cap sold out fast. Rayon shirt. Doing as I expected, nothing. Sweater, man, everybody was talking about it. It's not selling super fast. I think it's that sweater in June shit. Maybe. Who fucking knows? GD high school, nothing. S logo, good enough. Hoodie. What's the track pants doing? Nothing. Okay. Hoodie. I mean, we have double XL still there for basically every single size. I know it's invisible to y'all, but I can see it. Water shorts are sold out. Ocean, like, duh. Could maybe see the snow camos and then pink. I think red would be next, actually. That's a clean color. That's a lifeguard color right there. You know, you gotta rock the red lifeguard shorts. Leopard print camp cap for the leopard aficionados. Dude, I'm telling you, I just need a couple humble donations and I could cop this thing right here. But I don't need it. So you guys can keep your money, actually. Don't even worry about it. And then the speakers clearly in stock just because it's not expensive enough. If this was 10K, like a real set of speakers, it'd be gone. And then the screwdriver, they sold out at the same time? No way. All right, everybody wins. Well, there we go, guys. 9 minutes later, the hottest items to buy from Supreme Week 15. Let's give it until 11:10. It was pretty obvious. The shoes were highly contested. I think there was a lot of traffic. There definitely was a lot of traffic. I got completely fucked in the queue. But that's okay. Yeah, 15K for the speaker I would have considered. You know what I mean? Right. Like, if you don't literally need to finance the speaker, then like you're not doing it right. And I'm not talking Klarna, I'm talking you got to get this approved. You got to, you know, get a little refinance on your mortgage or something. Ooh, Day, large patchwork jacket. Do I think resale will go up in the fall? If we consider that typically that's how it goes, then yeah, I think so. But I hope you bought it in your size, because like you should always be willing to just rock your item. That's why I always say buy in your size, buy something that you like. And if you want to hold on to it to the fall, not a bad idea. I would just check, you know, StockX and everything else and see what people are actually looking to get. Like right now, people are listing these for 900, 800. They're going to feel out the market. My guess is first sale, 600-700s, maybe only 500. I don't know. We'll look at that in a second. But we're going to do a recap of the Supreme Week 15 season, and then we're going to look at Palace. So if you guys want to stick around, we have some more stuff to look at today. And then an exclusive SupThomas announcement of a live stream we are doing tomorrow. Maybe we should do that before Palace while I have you guys in here. Maybe we'll do that. Do you guys want the exclusive announcement? Let me reheat this and ponder. Ponder if you want the exclusive announcement. And then I'll be right back. Fucking damn Supreme bug doesn't keep my water or my coffee warm enough. It's a damn travesty, boys. Alright. Recap the week, and then if you guys want the announcement, we'll do the announcement. Chan wants the exclusive announcement. Perfect. Rachel Rosario, you missed the shoe? No. You want to see the shoe price? Okay, let's look at it. Supreme X Good Enough Air Force One. I think these won't be terrible. Yeah, 210, last sale 214. So if we look here, it's actually not crazy. We got some sales, of course, but let me get this set up for y'all. Hide that, hide that, hide that. Okay. These are all 10.5s. Is it filtered to 10.5? Yes. Mid to low 200s. I mean, 6.5 went for 300, but this is the worst time to buy. Wait like 5 days. Wait until all the people get their pairs and all the early listings are gone. Like right now, best time to sell, worst time to buy. You gotta have patience. These could even be like high 190s, low 200s. Not terrible if you really like them, but I would wait. They did kind of disappear though. Yeah, I wasn't able to cop them. No way, no how. Shout out to the new subscribers. I haven't seen them pop up on the screen, so I haven't seen anybody. But clearly we got some new people. My feed is kind of like not really updated, but here we go, guys. Final thoughts. Final, evaluation. Patchwork jacket, sitting longer than I would have thought, so definitely puts it more into that sleeper item category. I think just the price, and maybe the Timmies weren't going after it, and the Timmies have to be interested. Bomber jacket, sold out, looks great. It was the start of the lookbook, so people have been eyeing this for a bit. Put them away for 3 years. I just don't, unless you want to display them, dude. I would never buy streetwear just to keep in a closet. That's just kind of sad. I'd rather buy a stock if I'm trying to invest. But I know a lot of us just love the shit, so I get it. Fuck thermal, you know, no one wants it. It's a personal item. There it is. Good enough high school, not good enough to sell out. There we go. We got baseball, red jersey. Kind of called it. We got 11. Okay, that's what you're talking about. Henley. I'm sorry, guys. You know I'm a little special in the head. When you're streaming, you got chat. I'm reading. You know, I got my coffee going. It's not fucking bad, dude. Is that navy as well? Ooh. Dude, this was upvoted high, but it's kind of being slept on. Like, what? That's cool. Sean, did you cop this thing? Did they make an actual leopard statue a couple seasons ago? Yeah, they did that in spring, summer 2022, I think. Come on, please have me be right. What season is this? Ah, spring, summer 23. Wah, 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 wah. I lose. That's super sad. All right. Good enough hoodie, not good enough. Music is quiet again, but that's all right. Get out of this. Out of this, mate. Patchwork, nothing. Water shorts, water. Ooh. Pink device tee. Missed on the shoes, but got pink and red jersey. Nice, man. Yes. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, bro. Very Cardinals, for sure. Just cop a Henley for the boys. I'm good, man. I don't really like those baseball jerseys. My thing is, man, I have a couple jerseys. You know, I have enough. And it's one of the least worn items in my wardrobe. Like, I wear it to, like, play sports outside, but it's rare that I, like, go out wearing it. And I'm trying to consolidate my wardrobe, guys, to, like, only really buy items that I'm going to wear a lot. Rayon hat. Nope. 6-panel. Yep. Bucket hat. You know, hey, we didn't hit our goal. Bucket hat fund. It's sad times. Ooh, red screwdriver is gone. Nice. Swiss tools, indeed. And then the shoes, clearly. Yeah, I got jersey fatigue, absolutely. Shoes are pretty nice. I'm not too mad that I missed them. I kind of figured that could happen. So we decided... I didn't decide shit. I decided to not be upset about it. Is what I decided, I guess. But there it is, guys. All right, exclusive announcement time. We ended racism. Yep. We did. Congratulations, guys. Ooh. You know, surprisingly, the red one is selling out first. McDonald's. Ooh, the blue one is just sold out in front of our very eyes. Interesting how the white one has the most sizes left. Interesting. I don't even know what I'm trying to say there. It was just a bad attempt at a joke. Racism is over. Doesn't matter anymore. Okay? All right, guys. Here's the announcement for the week. Cindy Sweeney's bathwater soap. It's coming out tomorrow. All right? The only brick with 2 C's Enter for the giveaway. One of 5,000. We're going to get the ACO slots running up. I'm hitting up Reup23. We're messaging the Discord. We're getting a lot of people involved in this. At $8, dude, I think we can make some real money with these. We have Cindy's bathwater. A narrative element. We have sand. Shea butter. Okay? Limit 1 per customer. Honestly, this sounds so funny to me, and I'm gonna figure out what time the drop is. I don't know, man. I think it could be one of the best drops of spring summer for the narrative elements. Oh, dude, I could easily see people paying like $100 for these. 100%. Question is, how long will it take to ship? Free shipping over $55, but these are only $8. So to get free shipping, you're gonna have to buy other stuff. Interesting. Do these guys even have Shopify? What are they rocking with here? I already entered this giveaway. Oh, believe me, I entered the giveaway. Believe me. Oh, it's Europe, no Europe? That sucks. It's probably because you guys will ban you know, female bathwater ingredients, which is kind of sad. Did Can I Eat Soap Google searches sort after the announcement? Really? Let's look at that. Fact check, please. Wow.
Bruh.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
All right, there's that. Okay, there's our joke. That's funny. Yeah, wow, people really Googled, can I eat soap over 100 times more than usual. So it really did 100x. Incredible. Absolutely bloody incredible. Wow, this thing seems to spike like every couple of years. Jesus. Honestly mental, indeed. Bloody mental. All right. Now we'll move over to the Palace part of the drop list. Not even a drop list. Palace part of the stream. Which has been a while since we've done this format. This is how we used to always do it. Because I didn't do streetwear sleeper items of the week. We were busy editing, getting ready for a big video with the track day vlog. With the captures, yeah, I don't know. I think it just can happen to people if it's a big drop. Palace this week, Cuddy shirt. That's okay. Not great. Oh, this hat's kind of cool. Not bad. Like the screen printing on... Is that screen printed? And then we have a bunch of embroidered logos like Racing Flag, Pinup Girl, P, Superman logo, Adams. That's alright. Not bad, not bad. I don't love the colorways, but it's pretty cool. You copped the brown sci-fi tee, hell yeah. I like this hat, man. Personally, I think this tri-shell, the fact is though, it's a runner's hat, so it looks cool, but this is going to be a super lightweight hat. Like, I don't know how, I don't really like those, man. They just don't look, they don't look good on my head because they're so small. P-Track jacket, you know, Palace doing what Palace does best. I think just making these clean, kind of two-tone track jackets with cool patterns. Hell yeah, Sven, that's awesome. Not much to really say about it. I don't have the prices either. Maybe we can look for the prices at the end. But that's the best colorway. Mesh trucker. Yeah. I mean, that's all you guys. The mesh clothing, all this mesh stuff this year. I'm all right. I'm all right on all of it. You guys are more conspiracy theorists than Alex Jones. Some of you guys are, and I love it. I love it. But I can't confirm or deny any of that because I have no evidence for any of it. So keep them coming though. I like hearing what you guys are thinking. I do think they definitely pull t-shirts off the site. Like they pull product off the site, but that's about as far as I'm willing to go of like what they will do. Everything else, I don't know, speculation. Oliver print, T, Unitas Slub. Or no, this is the Palatic. I would say it's not true, but I have no evidence to prove it or disprove it. So I would just say, I don't know. Palace, MMIX, Amor et Unitas. Which means, I already forget it. Amor is love or something. Love the palace. Yeah. It's good to question stuff, man, but when it comes to questioning everything, I think at a certain point you have to just dial it back and kind of, and I'm not saying this as you. I'm saying this to live a happy normal life. I think there should be a certain level of things you're willing to accept. And I think the problem with conspiracies is if you get too wrapped up into them, there's some people that think like everything is a conspiracy. And those people, I'm sorry, but they have a mental illness. And I'm not, obviously not saying this about you, but like the people that are like, everything is a conspiracy, it's just not true. Because why would everything be a conspiracy? At a certain time, it's like, what's like Occam's razor? Sometimes the most likely thing is what's probably going on here. And I think that needs to be analyzed, but we're already getting way too far off the track. Good. Yeah, man. Yes, sir. No hype beast without hype. Yeah, let's look at these shorts. I think they're cool, man. The problem is they're gonna be like just as expensive as Supreme shorts, and you damn near need the full fit. But I think the fit's pretty cool. We saw it in the lookbook, which is here. You go to the range, and then you click. Fuck. How do I get to the Palace lookbook? There it is. I know for a fact that we have. Yeah, at a certain point, you just have to say, damn, that's crazy. And then kind of move on with your life. Solving, the global conspiracies of what the elites are doing is not going to help or improve your life at all. So like, yeah, you can be like, yeah, they're probably up to something. But if you go beyond that and let it consume you and you watch YouTube videos all day and you quit your job and you, participate in some kind of political uprising, I think, you're going to have a bad time. Instead, you can just be like, damn, I'm gonna live my life and kind of protect the people that I love. I'm gonna make some money. I'm gonna have a nice garage. Like I'm gonna do the dishes today. Focus on what you can focus on. Focus on your own life. It is fun to look at, like theoretically, what do you think's going on? Like aliens, love it. But when you let it control your life, at a certain point, it's like, man. And I know we've all seen those people, like whether it's on the internet or you all have that one friend, right? He probably was the first friend that you saw smoking weed. And now he's just like, yeah, man, the clouds. They're seeing the clouds. It's like, all right, dude. Sure. Fuck yeah. The truth is out there. It is. You just got to look for it. Rabbit holes absolutely can be fun. This is not me saying conspiracies are bad, or I'm gonna deny conspiracy theorists' right to have opinions. That's just that's the way I personally interact with conspiracies. It's like they're a fun novelty. Everything else is just kind of I mean, see, here's the thing, Chana and One. Some people think nukes are fake. If you think nukes are fake, I'm sorry, but your IQ is not 100. It's lower than 100 if that's what you believe. And that might be a little harsh, but yeah, nukes are definitely real, man. Do you know how large a conspiracy would have to be for nukes to be fake? It would have to be like every single world power, and like the Cuban Missile Crisis wouldn't have happened. It just doesn't, under the smallest amount of logic and reasoning, you know, facts and logic, doesn't make sense. Bro, you need to relook at the science. We're not having this conversation, Gomez. Sorry, bud. Or, yeah. I know about Iran-Contra. Yep. I'm sorry, guys, if you were hoping to get more out of me from conspiracies, you are not. That is all we have to say. Yes, and my cousin works on a nuclear submarine. So if nukes aren't real, then he's in on it too, man. I mean, I guess he's a Navy captain, but you know, he's in on it too. It just doesn't make any sense. Birds aren't real. Are North Korean nukes real? Yeah, but they kind of suck. That's my understanding of it. They're kind of yeah, birds definitely aren't real. That is true. That's not even a conspiracy. That's just a fact. Ty works on a nuclear powered warship. There you go. He's Ty's in on it too, bro. That's a fair point, Sean. I think there's potential for some of the... I think there was someone who maybe proved that the nuke footage was fake, but I think... or could have been. But wouldn't you think that they just... maybe back then wanted some fucking B-roll? You know, nowadays we have things like computer-generated graphics where we can show you... we can example something. We can show what something is. But, they didn't have that. So, I don't know. Yeah, man, I don't think that's we're gonna stop talking about this. I don't think that really, yeah. I disagree with you on that. I respect your opinion, but I don't know what you're getting out of not believing in nukes. Like, I don't know what that does for you personally. Like, I just don't understand. It's like, let's see. I don't understand people that go on the, what is it called? That fucking cardio machine in the gym. Elliptical. I hate the elliptical. I don't understand that. Anyway, everyone's got their own interests and hobbies, and that's cool. What else do we want to look at? Oh, I had a video. If you guys wanted to end the stream with the video, it was a pretty fun little concept of a what the hell is it titled? Oh, dude, it's kind of post-hypebeast fashion. The mid-2010s. I thought this kind of would apply to a lot of the stuff that we've talked about here for a long time. And it's by a channel called Wrong Trousers, and this guy just got, you know, he looks like he's running a fairly successful kind of long form fashion channel. The dark side of Gorpcore, the edgiest fashion designer. And this kind of popped up in my video, in my feed. And it's the post-hypebeast fashion. Kind of how we got from Supreme Louis Vuitton to like Chrome Hearts, which I think is super interesting because I never made that transition. I'm still a self-proclaimed hype beast. And yeah, man. Yeah, Michael. I mean, people, all kinds of people have opinions, and a lot of people, you know, I fuck with Sean, so I'm not gonna tell him what to believe. But yeah, obviously, you being in Japan, I think have a lot of firsthand experience on that. So yeah, birds on the other hand, right? The next war will be won with drones and fully autonomous stuff. If you just look at what's been happening in Ukraine and Russia, that'll tell you everything you need to know. I'll tell you everything you need to know. All right, guys. We're putting on a ban on conspiracy talk right now, and we're gonna shift it. So, mods, no more conspiracy talk. Okay. We're watching a video titled "Post-hypebeast Fashion," and let's shift it up. Let's lighten the mood a bit here. God bless.
Hypebeast era was a very strange time for fashion, especially looking back on it now. On the one hand, it's remembered as this gaudy, obnoxious, and tasteless time in fashion where hordes of people would do...
Okay, I can't hear this guy at all.
The 2010s Hypebeast era was a very strange time for fashion.
No, you're good, guys. It's fine.
Now.
Don't worry about it.
On the one hand, it's remembered as this gaudy, obnoxious, and tasteless time in fashion where hordes of people would do the most insane things just to get their hands on a white t-shirt.
It did kind of suck when like Rice Gum became a Supreme fan. Like I remember when that happened and I was like, oh, this guy? No.
Simple logo on it. Kids would even queue up outside streetwear stores overnight, and some people would even capitalize on the hype by reselling clothes for crazy prices the very same day they dropped. This guy was even doing the hypebeast equivalent of G-checking random people, and even started a real fight to somehow prove Bape was better than Supreme. Many people view
yes, dude, the fucking Bape guy
around greed and shameless displays of wealth rather than actual fashion. However, surprisingly, many people are still very nostalgic for this time and remember it very
like everyone in chat right now
fondly. It was a much simpler time, and it was exciting queuing for a streetwear drop with your friends and other like-minded streetwear fiends, and the community aspect didn't stop there. Once you got home, you could hop on the Basement Facebook group or any other Hypebeast online community to share your "what did you wear today" post, or some of the clothes you bought with the birthday money from your nan, and double your investment over
OG Instagram,
the upcoming clothing release that you were so excited for. They say it's been downhill since the summer of 2016.
Again, perspective. Maybe for maybe for like certain parts of it. But I think we still have a lot of fun.
And that was probably the last time you got excited for a Supreme drop. Gone are the days when one could indulge in rampant consumerism and get a real in-person community experience as a byproduct. Getting a £6.50 piss-weak matcha slop drink from a chain coffee shop and taking some fit pics just doesn't hit the same as sitting out in a camping chair on the streets of...
That is... culture. This is culture right here. Dude, look at this guy's fit. Incredible. The Nupsy. I call this the Drake Nupsy that he wore, and then the foam posits. Dude. North Face Supreme blanket.
At 4 a.m. with nothing but your...
Comme des Garçons Vans.
Necessary.
Hey. We got that on. We still got that shit on. We got the puffer.
Supreme and North Face collab jacket to shelter you from the torrential rain. While I personally never queued for a Supreme or Palace drop in those days, I definitely have very fond memories of that.
I never queued for it either.
Like most 20-something-year-old male fashion content creators on the
Is this an AI picture?
internet, the 2013 to 2018 streetwear craze was my introduction to fashion.
Same. I got into Supreme in 2013.
I think everyone's pretty familiar with
from sneakers.
How hypebeast streetwear culture came to be, but what happened after? Where did all the hypebeasts go? It felt like one day it was omnipresent.
They went with Cotton Eye Joe, I think.
And then the next day it was just gone. Where are all the hypebeasts today? Well, it all started in the late 2010s when hypebeast culture got overhyped and the mainstream started taking notice, with mainstream high-end and luxury brands scrambling to capitalize on the streetwear mania. I think the Supreme
The outsiders got
collaboration
into
with
it.
Louis Vuitton in 2017 marked the start of this, with Virgil Abloh becoming the artistic director for menswear at Louis Vuitton in 2018 being the final nail in the coffin. Hey, hold your horses. I'm not saying that what Virgil did at Louis Vuitton killed streetwear or hypebeast culture in the 2010s or anything like that. This is not a critique of Virgil. Don't worry, that comes later in the video.
Sweet.
I just think that this was the moment that signaled a cultural shift where the wider luxury fashion industry went all in on the streetwear craze, and in doing so made
100%.
it lose its edge. If the children of multi-millionaire Middle Eastern oil tycoons are dressing like the kids on the streets of London or New York, then it's probably not that cutting edge anymore.
That is true. And I think a lot of us got into it because it was like, if you're here's my perspective as someone who grew up in a college town in the Midwest. There was no streetwear culture like there is in New York. So like wearing Supreme in high school was a novelty. It was cool to stand out. Hipsters made Supreme famous. Exactly.
Virgil himself
Hey,
even
peace out,
said this in a 2019
CH1N1.
Dazed in response to the question, what do you think will happen to the idea of streetwear in the 2020s? Wow, I would definitely say it's going to die, you know, like its time will be up.
This is Virgil's
In my mind, how many more t-shirts
quote?
can we own? How many more hoodies? How many sneakers? I
Yes.
think that like we're gonna hit this like really awesome state of expressing your knowledge and personal style with vintage. There are so many clothes that are cool that are in vintage shops, and it's just about wearing them. I think that fashion is going to go away from buying a box fresh something. It'll be like, hey, I'm going to go into my archive. Yeah, he pretty much
That's
predicted the
spot
next 5
on,
years
dude.
of
That is
online.
crazy. That's exactly what happened, because vintage is still huge. And vintage has always been around, but
Fashion culture almost perfectly. Archive fashion started to become popular at the start of the 2020s with the rise of curated shops on social media such as Constant Practice, as well as it becoming a form of clout to be knowledgeable about fashion history and
yes,
culture.
dude. Oh, yeah. Oh, you don't know about Raf Simons' 1999 autumn-winter season, bro? You don't know about this? Come on, man. Do you even, like, know fashion?
Conveying that through a collection of rare and old vintage designer pieces. And while vintage and thrifting has always been popular, the 2020 saw it become some sort of fucking competitive sport.
Oh, God. Ugh. Guys, if I ever make a video like this, I mean, I've thought about it, like doing a fun challenge, but like if that becomes my entire content, just know, you know, someone is blackmailing me.
Going into the 2020s, there was still a market for hypebeast clothes, and the sneaker side of things was definitely still at full steam, but in general, streetwear was moving on.
Oh, God. For the record, this was never a good outfit, and even at the time, these people got made fun of. God, this is everything I hate about Off-White. It's because the biggest Off-White fans were so... They almost were worse than like some of the people that wear like all Supreme or like double box logo. Like this is worse than double box logo. This is worse than like an all Bape thing. It's an all right logo, but when it's done to this extreme, it's like, dude, I don't know.
On from being synonymous with
I personally just never got into Off-White at all.
hypebeast culture. If you actually care about fashion and not just signaling wealth with flashy logos, then just like Virgil said, there are only so many t-shirts, hoodies, and sneakers.
Yep.
This is when I think streetwear got Pinterestified and diversified. What I mean by this is that before the mid-2010s, the idea of styling at the height of hypebeast fashion was pretty non-existent.
Yeah, it's like red shoes. And I think in a lot of ways I still dress pretty basically. And I don't really care that much. Like I'll change up the style a little bit. But I'm like, you know, just kind of a normal dude. I'm not buying the Jinko jeans, and I'm not trying to be current. Like, I just buy what I like. Skinny jeans, the worst thing ever. I mean, maybe I look good in skinny jeans. I'm ready for them to come back. I have skinny jeans, you know, but I'm a
might
skinnier
disagree
person.
with me
So.
and think that your outfit from 2016,
I think it depends.
where you combined a Supreme BOGO t-shirt, some ripped jeans, and Yeezys, was a very well thought out stylistic
There you go.
expression of your individuality.
Easy.
Or whatever. But at least the way I remembered that era is that the most revered outfits were either ones made up of matching clothes from the same drop, you know, Gully Guy Leo core, or just piling.
Gully Guy Leo, dude, that guy was everything. I mean, this skinny, I agree with you here. That is a pair of pants that do not fit, my brother. That is what that is right there. 100%.
Expensive, loud clothes as possible. I mean, there was that extremely popular "How Much Is Your Outfit" series.
Oh God, I hate this shit. People still do it occasionally, but man, how much is your outfit, bro? It's like, cool, dude.
By Unknown Vlogs, which encapsulates this attitude. By the start of the 2020s, I
Guarantee this guy, and I'm not trying to hate on the fella. You think he's a homeowner? You think this guy even owns a car? He might live in New York.
fit series by
If your outfit's $13,000 and you don't, if you're not worth at least $100K, and this is your outfit, or you live with your mom,
encapsulates this attitude.
you're a fucking idiot. You know? But he looks happy. So maybe he's super rich. And if he's super rich, good for him.
By the start of the 2020s, I think people got a bit sick.
Some
of
people do just have a
having all
ton of
the
money.
gear and no idea. And
Oh, bro, look at this. Yes. Dude, the South Beach LeBron 8s, the Independence Day Air Max 90s, Kanye core. Dude, and that's all you needed, man. This is what I would dress like. You go back on my Instagram, you scroll all the way back.
wanted that outfit.
That's how I dressed in high school.
More than just I have something you don't, or I have more money than you. This is around the time I think Hypebeast started to diversify into different areas of fashion. Some people switched out the Bape hoodies for Stussy 8-ball fleeces and started to favour Birkenstock Bostons over Yeezys, and essentially began TikTok micro trend hopping. But now at least there was some attempt to style an outfit.
I think people also get older and start as I've gotten older, I've gotten more into menswear and like nicer stuff.
Even if it was just the sandwich method or exclusively wearing earth tones. Some people went into the Uniqlo super minimal genre, while others were big into the vintage or workwear stuff, and some went into the archive designer scene that was picking up pace at the time.
A lot of different options.
There was also Gorpcore, and then there was the Y2K revival, which was very prevalent in the streetwear scene. COVID and the rise of TikTok definitely had a part to play in this, with everyone having more time to look at clothes online rather than going out and wearing them. For the most part, all people could do was consume media and get into hobbies, so having good taste or being able to curate cool things became far more culturally valuable than simply having the most hyped item from the most recent drop. This is also where I think it became cool to not only have cool clothes, but also to be interested and knowledgeable about fashion, and in general, this period is where a lot of new people got into fashion, especially for the male gen.
Huge. I know for a fact, a lot of, maybe you guys got into fashion at this time, and that's cool. You know, I don't think it really matters when you get into it, but it definitely was an exploding time.
In fact, I think the YouTube series PAQ not only got a lot of people into fashion, but also showed a lot of hypebeasts the more interesting.
Guys, I'm really sorry. I have to pee. I will be right back and leave the video.
As it sort of bridged the gap between the hypebeast era and the more diverse and chronically online era in terms of both when the show was running and the sort of stuff they covered. Each of the four hosts had very different styles and tastes in fashion, and that combined with their humor and on-camera chemistry made for such a good and unreplicable YouTube series. I don't think I need to glaze PAQ any more than this, as I assume most people watching this used to watch the show too. It's a shame it ended in the way it did, but I also hope the boys are doing well for themselves nowadays. If mid to late 2010s streetwear was defined by hypebeast culture, then I think early 2020s streetwear is defined by the Instagram brand apocalypse. Out of nowhere, everyone suddenly had a clothing brand that sold graphic t-shirts, hoodies, and wide-fitting joggers. However, for the most part, these brand owners are not the kind of people who care about the works of, say, Ray Kawakubo. If you say McQueen to these kinds of fashion designers, their first thought is going to be this guy, not this guy. These sorts of brand owners come more from the hustle culture side of the internet, where they take the sacred and holy practice of drop shipping and apply it to streetwear. You know, the types of individuals who talk about escaping the matrix, which is basically a substitute phrase for saying they are unhappy with being negatively affected by capitalism. But unfortunately, these so-called temporarily embarrassed future billionaires doubled down on their individualistic mindset and instead
Sigma males? We're talking about red pills now?
They lack the self-awareness to realize they are actually critical of and have been exploited by. Ah, yes, you really
Drip
showed
Goku,
the
but it
Matrix
was
who's
Carl
boss by
Jung?
buying a drop shipping course and then middlemanning cheap dog shit quality clothes made in unethical conditions by workers in less developed countries to make your streetwear brand that will lose all future customers and die after the first people to receive your products find the Alibaba receipts and call you out on TikTok. This is why so much online content about running a clothing brand seems to focus purely on profit and not...
God, that is just dark. How I made 50K in 5 minutes with my clothing brand. Ugh.
On making cool and innovative clothes. You could also argue that Virgil Abloh's free game guide to starting a clothing brand document and his notorious design principles are...
The 3% approach is still cool. I think the quotes was just... That's his style. It worked.
Are partly to blame for the Instagram brand apocalypse too, or rather how mainstream culture mythologized these two resources. Virgil was a trailblazer in the fashion industry. He achieved so much without a traditional education in fashion while being...
Wait. Without a traditional education in fashion. Oh. You get a Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering. Master's degree in Architect from Illinois Institute of Technology. Okay. I swore he was in fashion design classes in Wisconsin. But maybe not. Okay. Just double checking.
Very willing to share his wisdom and approach to creativity. He became a role model to so many people, and rightfully so. He definitely wanted to broadcast the message, if I can do it, so can you. But what I don't think he accounted for is people who only wanted to replicate his success for money rather than actually caring about art or fashion. This is why I am somewhat critical.
Yeah, that's tragic, dude. If you're doing something for money only, I feel bad for you, man. Because passion is what it's all about. If you don't have passion, then like, I don't think you're going to do it for forever.
A free game document, because realistically, none of the information provided goes beyond what you could yield from 20 minutes of Googling or watching YouTube videos. You might say, well, this sort of information isn't obvious to everyone.
This is a good video. What do you guys think? This guy has good points. I like his style. We're about halfway through.
Novices need to be shown the basics, but I'm sorry, if you don't have the drive and appetite to learn without it being served on a plate for you, or kind of just know these things already as a byproduct of being a creative person, then in my opinion, you probably shouldn't be starting a clothing brand.
100%.
If you need to be introduced to what the Adobe suite is, then it's more likely that you don't have a genuine creative vision for a fashion brand, and then you just be creating meaningless clothes for the sake of it, or simply for monetary gain.
Dude,
which
so many people need to hear that. Holy shit.
And then you just be
if you need to be told like everything,
creating meaningless clothes for the sake of it or simply for monetary gain, which just contributes to the already bad sustainability and ethical issues within the fashion industry. As for his design principles, when they got sensationalized and shared all around the internet, people just hyper-focused on the 3% rule and misinterpreted it to just mean change anything by 3% and it must be good because Virgil said so.
Yep.
If your brand's 3% difference is that you choose a different word to put on your Y2K style puff print logo hoodie compared to the hundreds of other Alibaba-powered Instagram slop brands making the same hoodie, then I'm sorry to break it to you, but I don't think you're going to be the next creative director at
Probably not.
May I remind you of Virgil's design principle number 6, a societal commentary. Has a reason to exist now. We have enough of everything. What intentionality are you bringing for your work to exist now?
Yep. What? And this is kind of the question that I was asking you, coach, right? Like, what's the intentionality? I didn't use that word, but yeah. Why should people care?
Yeah, flames and skulls on a hoodie. That's deep, man. We really live in a society.
We live in a society, we do.
Called again? George Orwell. Yeah, he'd be proud of you. Also, just a quick FYI, I'm not trying to shit on Virgil and be a contrarian. I have so much admiration and respect for him. He created and achieved so much in his lifetime and was truly in a league of his own. I understand that his providing the resource that I've critiqued was to try, quote, make a dent in the global disparities that exist, which is a sentiment I completely agree with, and he also set up the Postmodern Scholarship Fund, which is not only still running, but has expanded since his tragic passing in 2021. He's one of the few artists of the caliber to just be known for creativity rather than a single art form. Basically, he's firmly sat right next to Rick Rubin in the dream blunt rotations of people who put multidisciplinary creative in their Instagram bios. So yeah, again, I'm not saying Virgil ruined streetwear or anything like that. And the issue isn't due to his actions, but more how people reacted to the resources he provided. But maybe I've just made a connection from this to the Instagram brand apocalypse when really it's just a coincidence. So
could be.
It would be interesting to see what you guys
It's definitely more deep than that. It's not just Virgil. Like, it's a lot of factors. Like, you have to look at where fashion was heading, kind of I think, especially for young adult males, people like us, I think, have been into it longer, or like we're more predisposed to be like into fashion. But I think like when more average Joes, when your friends that were like on the baseball team and like when they started asking you like how to buy Yeezys, it's kind of like a top indicator of a market. Like when it comes to anything like the .com boom, you had people that were into tech investing in, you know, World Wide Web companies. Voice crack. There we go. Too much coffee. You had people investing in companies, right? And then your average person on the side of the road walking to work at McDonald's started wanting to get into stocks, and that's like a top indicator. And that's when the market crashed, the .com bubble burst. Same thing kind of happened with fashion, in my opinion. Like, yeah, Virgil's popping off and he's giving people resources, but I think it's more so to do with the oversaturation, and like when everybody starts wearing the same shit, it's no longer cool or exclusive, and people want to move on to the next thing. And I think he's probably going to get into that. I think he's going to summarize people got into more expensive streetwear, like chrome hearts, and like, I don't even know if you'd call that streetwear. Call it whatever you want. But I think that's where the evolution goes, is like, okay, if I can't do exclusive, I need to price the competition out. Like, I need to buy expensive designer. Maybe that's the gap that was bridged by these people that used to rock Supreme and now rock Chrome and Rick and all that other shit.
You might be thinking,
but we'll wait and see. Let's see what happens.
That people who are actually into fashion never really fell for this wave of Instagram brand slop, as most of the designs were pretty tasteless and on the types of clothing that people already had lots of. But unfortunately, less blatant but still dodgy and kind of greedy practices have become very commonplace for slightly higher tier independent brands. They are still referred to as Instagram brands, as they are usually owned by fashion influencers or content creators, but I'm talking about the ones that actually do cut and sewn products and aren't just printing on blanks or using a design interface that looks like this. The negatives aren't as bad as finding Alibaba receipts in your order, but now it's normal for someone to buy, say, some trendy wide baggy selvage denim from some TikToker's brand on pre-order, thinking you'll get them next month. 4 months later, they finally arrive and they are paper-thin, fast fashion quality jeans. You might as well buy from Jaded London at this point. At least you're getting one of the few benefits of fast fashion, being that you receive the item quicker than 4 months. I was unfortunately a victim of something like this a few years ago, where I bought a pair of jeans for around £100 that took 4 months to arrive. The quality was dog shit, and I found out that's because the denim was made with fucking polyester. Even H&M jeans that go for £30 have denim that is 100% cotton. Needless to say, them bitches went straight on Depop. The pre-order method, where brand owners get to bear zero risk and make their customers
fuck the pre-order shit.
wait eons usually to receive subpar products, is so common nowadays that even bigger brands like No Face Studios are pulling the same tomfoolery. I saw so many videos of people waiting months for some handcrafted, reworked 90s vintage sweatshirts, only to receive a new product barely any distressing, with
Oof.
AliExpress quality, and the brand refused to accept any returns.
Yikes.
I think the cherry on the cake of this whole situation is, all while this is happening,
This is why I haven't made merch yet, guys, because part of me is scared that no one actually wants it, and part of me is like, dude, I need to make this product fucking good. The last thing I want to do is be a slot brand.
and people are bugging out on TikTok, the owner of the brand has just been flexing his new luxury condo in Paris.
I don't think I've done enough to like warrant
Look,
merch.
if you're going to release an item of clothing on pre-order, then it has to be unique or innovative in some way and deliver on a level of quality that matches the price.
Yes.
A good example of this would be the Morph Mules by Rotten Closet. I think these took like 3 or 4 months to ship to those who pre-ordered, but I've only seen people completely praising them because they are unique and are of good quality with a Vibram sole. You're going to be just as excited when you get something like this 4 months later because you can't get a design like that anywhere else.
Right.
The quality matches the price. You're not going to be excited after you finally receive your super baggy salvage jeans 3 months after you already got bored of that trend that also turn out to be 2.1 ounce denim and have a weird message on the inside tag that says help me. Now, you might be thinking I've strayed pretty far from hypebeast fashion, but really we've come full circle. This is because the demand and hype surrounding these Instagram brands make up one aspect of a term that has started to be chucked around fashion social media a lot recently. That term being the modern hypebeast. By definition, hypebeast as a term doesn't directly refer to this particular style or era of fashion, and in fact, it basically means someone who buys into a lot of trends and usually uses this to flaunt their wealth or status. While that is technically the definition, it's mainly been used to refer to the people who used to dress in full off-white, Supreme, Bape, etc. from around the mid to late 2010s, so the term has pretty much died out in most forms of modern fashion discourse.
Yeah, I think so. I think hypebeast probably is a dated term nowadays. And I kind of just use it as like a kind of alternative word to be like Supreme fan or like you like streetwear. I don't know. What does hypebeast even mean anymore? It's kind of lost meaning, like hipsters. Where'd the hipsters go? You know, they're not in Brooklyn anymore. Are they in Williamsburg? Where are they? Is it the matcha tea guys? Are those the new hipsters?
However, recently people started to realize that while trends have changed, a lot of people are essentially still hypebeasts, just in different clothes. I've seen the term modern hypebeast used in quite a broad and vague way on the fashion side of social media, so I'm going to break down the 3 pillars that make
Let's see the 3 pillars of modern hypebeast.
The first 2 I believe are pretty much the same as the original hypebeast, whereas the third is where I think things have changed a lot since the mid-2010s. Currently, there are a lot of independent or Instagram brands that are very hyped at the moment, especially on platforms such as TikTok. Euromon, IonGaff, K2, Pinup Rags, and a bunch more, but those
Never heard of those.
are just a handful of examples. This should be seen as a cool thing. People are getting excited about small, independent brands run by young people instead of massive global brands. Although it
That's
has
cool.
also resulted in
Independent artists is awesome. I think it's great to support smaller brands because they definitely care, or they should care, more than companies. And I think probably more often than not they do.
what many people believe to be fashion enthusiasts who buy these brands dressing in exactly the same way. Essentially just the LA fashion starter pack meme, you know,
Sure.
baggy raw selvage denim baby tee, which is a very specific style that has been very prevalent for the past year or so and doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon. The people who dress like this get called modern hypebeasts in a negative way because it's seen as mindless fashion if you're spending loads of money to dress like everyone else queuing up outside SoCal matcha cafes.
Matcha. There you go. There's the
It's also
matcha.
true of people who buy into more
Matcha.
mainstream hyped brands such as Acne Studios or Chrome Hearts. If you buy into any popular or trendy brand purely to dress like a stereotypical archetype, then you are seen as a modern hypebeast basically. Pillar 2. Flexing wealth. While this is present in most genres of fashion to some degree, this was one of the key aspects of traditional hypebeast fashion. But nowadays, these items
It's always been the lamest part of hypebeast culture is flexing wealth.
2010s hypebeast fashion. Instead of flexing a box logo that resells for £500, people now flex Acne Studio jeans that cost £500 at retail. The only thing exclusive about these clothes is the initial retail price rather than the resale value.
Yep.
Back in the day, you could queue up overnight and snag a hyped item for a reasonable price and it would still be a money flex because of the resale value, but now that's far less relevant to modern fashion.
Oof. People are buying these? Damn.
If this was the three pillars of the original Hypebeast, then the final one would be exclusivity, but as I've just said, that doesn't really exist in the same way anymore.
Right.
This is where the modern Hypebeast is different, because now you can't queue up overnight or online bot your way into getting your hands on exclusive items. People need a new way to feel more superior than other fashion
What's the new
enjoyers.
way?
The third pillar of the modern
Unknown?
Hypebeast is pseudo-intellectualism and elitism.
Oh, God. Pseudo-intellectualism. The best type of intellectualism.
As already mentioned, it became cool to be knowledgeable and cultured regarding fashion during the 2020s. Now we are at a point where people are dressing very similarly with these extremely popular hyped items, but some individuals feel as if they are better than their clones.
Yeah, you have to be insufferable now to be a hype beast. That's a very important part. Be insufferable. Be a bane amongst your peers.
Because they have made a few green screen TikTok videos where they regurgitate parts of a long form video essay they saw on YouTube and now believe they are a fashion journalist. I swear to God, if I see one more person try to explain to me what Trump law is on Instagram Reels
Oh no, Trump ALA. We've had our moment with that.
while holding up a pair of Acne Studios canvas trousers they bought for £500, I'm going to fucking lose my bloody marbles. At least
Bloody.
back in the Hypebeast days, no one thought they were stylistically unique for wearing trendy clothes.
Yes.
If anything, people wanted to dress like other hypebeasts so they could be a part of the small group who had the hyped items.
Yes.
So many fashion trends nowadays are fueled by nostalgia. We've already seen Y2K come back into fashion. Now people are talking about indie sleeves and the Hedi Slimane look coming back. Some people are already trying to get ahead of the curve
When that comes back, when swag comes back, oh, it's game over. This channel's going to explode. We'll hit 10K easy if swag comes back.
and dressing like the swag era too. So naturally, it will get to the point where people will be expecting the comeback of prime Hypebeast fashion. In fact, I think
We will be
already
here for
starting
it.
to see the return of classic Hypebeast Supreme clothes becoming cool again. Oxford graduate Whitey has been wearing the Box logo hoodies. Chris Hine Jr. has been wearing Box Logo's 5-panel hats among other pieces. And just the other day, I saw a video of Jacob Wallace wearing the iconic yes triple Box logo. I do think the Hypebeast revival is inevitable, and I don't think this will be done in an ironic way, which, given the reputation of prime Hypebeast fashion, that would be the obvious assumption. I think it will be interpreted in a way that fits into modern style sensibilities, and ignoring stuff like this, brands like Supreme, Palace and Bape have always come out with some really cool and high quality pieces. Given how many clothes these brands have released over the years, I think we will see people wearing the classic and iconic pieces like Box logos at first.
Yeah, it might be people going after old stuff, which is what I've been doing, man. This Monaco tee, this Monaco tank, this is my archive piece. Spring, summer 2014. This is my archive fashion.
But I also think that given how valued it is to be knowledgeable, cultured and able to curate within the modern fashion zeitgeist, people will start collecting.
I have this t-shirt. Rubber Johnny collab. Not a lot of people know about the Rubber Johnny collab. But this is a very important YouTube video for me. It was very scary.
And valuing more overlooked pieces that were released throughout the
Yes, dude. That's low-key one of my grails. I don't really think about it too much, but I love this original H.R. Geiger collab. It's a great zip-up. Is that a zip-up or is it a pullover? It's a pullover.
2010s. I think this will especially apply to the collaborative stuff.
Right.
A lot of these were done with high fashion brands
Ooh, the undercover boys. Ooh, baby.
or designers from that time period, which are now still just as popular and relevant.
Yep.
What's great about these collabs is that they
Yes, Comme des Garçons, dude.
allow you to buy into a designer that might otherwise
Oh, I love these type of pieces, man. That old Renaissance art, dude. It's just beautiful to look at. Like, you're just wearing art. And like, you don't need a story behind this. You just need to be like, yeah, this is a dope painting. Undercover Supreme in black text, dude. Fuck it, let's go.
be inaccessible to you in either price or style ecosystem. Oh, you like Comme des Garçons in theory, but don't really want to walk around your small town dressed like this? Well, you
Yeah, me neither.
can just get the slightly diluted and cheaper version instead. I think this is the first time I've ever made a trend prediction of sorts on this channel, so it will be funny to see how
Let's see what
well or
happens.
poorly this ages in a few years. But yeah, I'm just saying this might be a good time to go buy all your childhood grails while they're still cheap. If Japanese mall brands like Tornado Mart have been accepted into the archive fashion canon, then why can't a brand like Supreme get a similar treatment? Before we end the video, I just wanted to mention how a lot of things that were born or popularized out of the hypebeast era never really went away, especially within streetwear.
Right.
For example, look at the brand Cortez, which has found mainstream success for years now.
He says Cortez.
Is still relevant while basically just being a UK version of Supreme with some crazy marketing tactics. I am completely out of touch with what kids and teenagers are valuing for fashion nowadays, but I must admit it did bring a nostalgic tear to my eye seeing these hordes of children going absolutely berserk in Soho for this streetwear brand Up in Flames' clothing drop. Nature is healing. Prime in-person streetwear mania is finally back.
Finally. Well, there we go, guys. Great video by Wrong Trousers on Post-hypebeast fashion. Give him a sub. Give the original video a like. And that's going to be our stream for the day, boys. Wow. We did it. Another week. Another week buying clothes. Well, I didn't buy anything because it sold out. But we gave it our best. We gave it the old college try. And sometimes that's all you can do. I got a lot of really cool videos planned. I have a really awesome interview with community member, friend of the channel, Coach Vuitton. I don't know if he's still here, but he's got a really awesome brand called Deer Lover Co. And he sent me out some gear. I did an unboxing of it. I also interviewed him and his friend Sog from Tulsa Trap. These guys are the perfect example of young dudes in Oklahoma who love fashion and are making really cool clothes, and it's a privilege to showcase them here on my channel. And there might be some opportunities for you guys to get some of their stuff for the 5K giveaway, but definitely want to encourage y'all to check them out as well. Stay tuned for that video. Next thing I'm coming out with is going to be the track vlog. I'm hopefully going to get it out this weekend. I am kind of busy on Saturday, so I'm going to try to edit tomorrow. I might do the Sydney Sweeney cop. We'll see. Daniel, welcome to the channel. Thank you for the sub. I'll try to do the Sydney Sweeney soap live cop tomorrow if it makes sense. Yeah, more skate vlogs. We have it's not worth it getting it, but I have a GoPro now. I got my dad's GoPro. He doesn't really use it for the track anymore, so I have better gear for that. I might keep some of my old clips from that, but that stuff will continue. Same thing with what is it? I'll still do the random mobile live streams when I go skating. Those are kind of fun. Dude, I think the resale could hit 100, Sean. I really do. I think it's worth to go after the Sydney Sweeney soap, guys. It's $8. It'll be kind of funny to buy, and it's just kind of a modern, kind of funny moment. But obviously do what you want. But that's about it. Thank you guys again for sticking with me. The diehards in here. And I'm not quite into the Labubus, but it seems like that's what's making money. So I need to get into them. I need to get into Pokemon too. Been saying that for a while. And yeah. I mean, let's just say we've been into Pokemon. And I'm telling you, you know, they don't really give these out just to anyone. I didn't go to a movie when I was 6 years old and they didn't just hand me this card. Except they did. And I knew it'd be worth money someday. Now, it's worth like $60. Dude, back in the day, if you had an Ancient Mew card, everyone was like, yeah, dude, this might as well be worth $1 million. Might as well. And I have 2 of them. I had 3 of them. I used to have 2 of them. I used to have 3 of them. Now I have 2 of them. I gave one to a friend. I traded for one. I traded some cards, but that's it, boys. Thank y'all for coming out, and stay safe. Have fun. Be safe this weekend. Drink lots of water. Hit the gym. Go do something athletic today, guys. All right. Eat lots of protein. Do 20 push-ups right now. I might do 20 push-ups right after I end this stream. Who knows? But I'm rambling now. Have a good time. Have a good night. Have a good day. And yeah, there it is. Oh yeah, go Pacers. The boy's gonna bring it home to Indianapolis. Yes, sirs.